This is 91.3 FM, WCW in Worcester, Massachusetts, the Dr.Chris Radio of Horror program. And tonight on Radio of Horror, we have from several movies, a long list of movies dating back to the 90s and 80s. Films like Twister and Men in Black and so many films. One in particular which really caught my eye, where he just plays Satan Lucifer El Diablo, Death House. We have Sean Whalen on the show with us. Thank you for coming on the show with us, Sean.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
We just got done interviewing one of Sean's co-stars, one of his many co-stars in this movie. This movie has so many people in it. Tiffany Shepis.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't work the day she worked, but there was a cavalcade of horror stars. So.
Oh my god, it's like everybody is in there, except for like Robert Englund. He's the only one I noticed was missing, or Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you tell us anything about the movie now that it's been completed, or?
No, we're not allowed to say pretty much anything. So, that I was told I can only say that I played Satan, and that's about it.
It takes place at a secret government facility at Ground Zero with the most horrific prison break of all time, right?
Did I say that? I didn't say that.
I'm assuming whoever wrote the IMDb said that.
Okay. All right. But, yeah, I'm allowed to say that.
It was written by the late great Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah. Yep.
And we've actually had Harrison Smith on the show before.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll have to pump it. We'll have to dig up his email and pump him for more information since it's his movie.
Yeah. He can say anything he wants. But we're pretty much more secrecy.
Now, I was going through your list of films because I've seen a ton of stuff that you've done, but I was like, wow, I've seen like most of what this guy has done. This is fantastic. I had to do a double take. I was like, you were in Ferris Bueller? No, you were in Ferris Bueller, the TV series.
The TV series.
Yes.
Big difference.
Major difference. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just I don't think anyone remembers there was a TV series.
Yeah. That was my first TV appearance, actually. I had never done TV before that.
And since then, you've been on Days of Our Lives and The Brave, The Bold, and the Beautiful, and other soap opera dramas.
Yeah, I have.
How do you mix that in with like a horror career? That must be really weird.
Well, it's not really a horror career. It's an acting career with many different arms to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not people, for a while there, I was doing Disney and Nickelodeon shows for several years. A big chunk of time was devoted to that. Then there was a time where I was doing, sitcoms, a lot of sitcoms, and there was a time in the 90s where I was doing big studio films. And, so there is no rhyme or reason. People say, oh, well, how did you look for these things? You don't really have a choice. My favorite genre is comedy, and I'm so blessed that I'm finally, have a character that I get to do on NBC Superstore. It's NBC's #1 new comedy, and I'm fortunate to be a part of it. The other day I went on a drama for a TV show, then I went to a Seth MacFarlane comedy thing, and I had a web series audition, where I was playing like a quirky comedy character. Like, you never really know what you're going to get. You just kind of do it all. And what has happened, because of People Under the Stairs, I've been invited to conventions. And when I go to conventions, I meet more people in the horror because they're doing horror movies, and obviously. And so then we kind of start a rapport, and then I end up doing some more horror. But it unfolds as it does. You kind of just ride the roller coaster. So, because I've been in a few iconic horror movies, that has helped me get more horror movies, So, but then because I was on some Disney shows, the executives there knew me, and so I did more Disney shows. So it's kind of a weird, people who, in the old days, I think there was so much work that people could say, you know what, I'm just going to do this. Or if you're someone like Jim Carrey, but you know, I know some people. I know a director of photography who has shot a lot of comedies, and he wants to do drama. Well, because he's got so much kind of clout, and he's listed as, you know, one of the top DPs and things like that. He's starting to hold out to do dramas, and you have to say no. Now, if I said no right now, I'm not going to do any dramas, just do comedies, that would just cut down my auditions a ton. So it's not an exact science, but because I've done horror, more horror people will say, "Oh, and I want you to be a horror," you know. And for some reason now, the trend, I'm a creepy guy, so even the part on Superstore is a creepy guy, you know. Where I used to be kind of the sweet nerdy guy, now I'm the creepy scary guy. So it's a weird ride.
Does that bother you when you get cast that way?
No, not at all. I'm actually psyched, you know, because I know guys who aren't working at all.
And by the way, I binged watched Superstore on Hulu in like 2 days. I was like, this show is so goddamn funny.
Yeah, it's a fun show, right?
I saw you on it, and then it was like a couple weeks before I saw you at the con. I was just like, oh, hey, that's that guy from Twister, and 1,000 other things I can't think of off the top of my head right this second. But Twister always comes back in my head when I think of you. It's not I spit on your grave. People Under the Stairs. It's Twister.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's funny at the conventions, even at the horror convention, the thing I sell most is People Under the Stairs, and pretty close equally is Twister. No, I don't get bothered by it at all. I wish I could do a little more comedy, but now I'm doing comedy. So now that I have a recurring on Superstore in a comedic thing, it's fun to do drama, you know?
Yeah.
And when I'm doing just drama, you go, I wish I could do some comedy, but every one is a gift. I mean, you're lucky. You sometimes have to remind yourself sometimes, you know? I was walking out of an audition recently that I did very well on, and I felt really good, and I was driving out of the gates of Paramount Studios, you know, and I was looking around, and the security guard goes, "I know you from People on the Stairs, man. You're Roach from People on the Stairs. I'm so psyched. Can we get a picture?" I said, "Great." And I was kind of going, "This is awesome. You know, if I get this part or not, you have to stop and go, I get to do this. I get to try out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean we're billionaires or millionaires or, you know, everything, all our problems are taken care of.
Whoa. Hold on a second. Are you saying you're not Sean Whalen, the real estate investor that I see online?
Oh, yeah. No, I am not Sean Whalen, the real estate investor you see online.
Well, I'm just going to end this interview then. I thought we were talking about money bags and...
Yeah, exactly.
You think that's kind of funny? That guy.
Yeah, no, it's very. We're very. I feel very lucky sometimes. You know, Melissa and I were. Melissa Rose and I, who helped produce. We were in the. You know, taking a meeting for our show, our digital show, Rewind, on the Warner Brothers lot, and you're kind of like, wow, this is awesome. We get to be here. You know.
Yeah.
And I think when I was younger, and I went. And I was just doing a lot of movies and things like that, I didn't realize how lucky I was, you know, to be able to do all these things. I just thought, like, well, I'm going to come out here, and if I'm going to do it, hopefully I'm going to get some work. And I did, and I was lucky, but I didn't realize how lucky I was until now, you know, when you see how many people have tried and didn't get to do anything, or how much you affected people at the convention. You realize what an impact you made on people's lives, you know? And that's and it's not because I'm Mother Teresa or anything. It's just that people really revere their entertainment, and we're lucky enough to do it.
I just saw, because I was waiting, I was like, because I didn't hear anything, and I didn't really do a lot of research, but I'm glad Superstore is coming back, and I hope that your character Sal comes back.
The word on the street, I can't say anything officially, is good.
Okay. All right. That's good. Do you ever get at like conventions? Because even again, when I was whenever Twister came out, like 17, and you were in that, and then you were like in Men in Black, and you're in Superstore. Do you ever get the cons like you're that guy who's like in a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what people will, people are going to go up to Kane Hodder's table. You know what I mean? They know who he is. They know what he does. But for me, they'll walk by and they'll look at my banner and go, oh, oh, oh. And I go, yeah, come on over. And they're like, oh, my God, he was in this. I mean, he was in that. And, like young kids or younger people in their early 20s or late teens will go, oh, I used to see you on Wizards of Waverly Place in Anna, Montana. And, you never, they don't realize that I was in all these different things. And I didn't really think about it until I started doing conventions and started printing pictures,
Mm-hmm.
I went, oh, that's right, I've done kind of a lot, So.
I love how you've also been in like in one form or another. You've been in two of the biggest superhero character films. You were on Lois and Clark. You were in Batman Returns. You've been in Constantine, another DC comic show. Time to do something for Marvel,
I know, that's what, I believe my girlfriend has said the same thing. She's like, why are you doing anything for Marvel? I was like, well, again, not my choice.
It's your agent. They should when they start casting for the next Star Wars movie, maybe you could play like an alien or a goofy creepy
Hey, from your mouth to to George's ears, do it. I'm down. I wish I had more pull,
Yeah.
to do that. But like I said, you don't know what you're going to get.
No. Does your agent get to help you with that, or I mean, is it a matter of you getting a bunch of scripts in the mail and you really picking them? Is there anything you've been like?
No, you basically, for me at my level, there's different there's some people who come after you, and I'll get some independent movies and say, hey, we're looking and thinking about you for this. Like that's the way I got Velisca, which was really great. I love that movie, and I got offered that role, and because he had seen me online. But mostly, what we do is we get auditions. You'll be surprised how many people still audition. You'll go into a room and I'll be sitting there with some heavy hitters. Really heavy hitters that are gosh, who's the guy that was on the planet from the I'm blanking out. The one with John Lithgow. When they were from another planet. Really funny show.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Third Rock from the Sun, right. And who was the guy that was on that? The very quirky guy.
Yeah, something French something.
Yes, French Stewart.
Yep.
Yeah, I see. Like I run into French Stewart all the time. He's the lead on a series, and I'll run into because people now they can ask people to read because it's a tougher market, So we all still have to audition. It's very few people who don't have to audition anymore, So what'll happen is I'll be at home and I'll get an email or a text and say, hey, check your email. I'll look at something over and they say, hey, you have an audition tomorrow or in a couple days. Check out the material and see if you want to go in. Well, 99.9% of the time I say yes because, when there's very few times that you say no, but there may be some reasons if it's, not enough money or sometimes it's a schedule conflict and they have to work it out, but you say yes and then you go in on the audition and then you kind of let it go and then hope you get it. And that's about it,
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of that simple,
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of pretty much it. So, and then, yeah, you have an agent or manager who are pitching you to casting directors and producers all the time to bring you in for auditions. And if you have really good people who believe in you, which I've had the best team that I've ever had this year, then you go in, a few times a week. But a lot of my people in my age bracket are just dropping out. They don't have the people say, I've seen that, but so I'm lucky. I look young for my age. I'm lucky that I have really good people letting me go out, and I'm lucky that I do have the horror community who will, look for things for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm very lucky that way.
We talked a little bit briefly about this at the con, but I said I wanted to carry this over into a larger interview. You must be really happy that People Under the Stairs has gotten finally like a decent release on home video.
Yeah, the Blu-ray DVD, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, who decides this stuff, but it came from London first. I forget the name of the company. They do a lot of these movies. But they did a first one, and we did a lot of interviews and things for that one. And then I think there was so much demand for the one overseas that they did it here, They finally did it here. And then, again, you never know that there's so many people out there until you take the risk. But I'm so mad that I'm forgetting the Blu-ray company that did it in London, because everybody knows who it is, and I'm terrible at production.
It's okay. Besides, we're still angry at London over what happened this week. Politics, drama.
I know. But they this company, like to do re-releases of kind of classic movies like that. So when they did it, they didn't know there'd be such demand, and I'm sure Sony didn't know that it was going to be that big. So, was it Sony? Good Lord, I don't even know who I did it for. But that's you got to take the risk. You got to put it out there, and then you find out, And so when they did, they had such a great response, like I said, that they did this other one. So that's kind of it.
And it's a great movie and a great testament to legacy of the late great Wes Craven.
He was so great. I mean, everybody always wants to know how he was, and the answer is he was just the sweetest, most nurturing, nicest, calmest. I mean, just what you want to be an actor. He made you feel completely safe, completely relaxed. Really wanted you to do whatever you needed to do to do your best work,
Mm-hmm.
And always so nice, so friendly, and I guess I'm hearing that he smoked a lot of pot, so maybe that had a lot to do with it. But he was great. I mean, he was just super nice, and very mellow and very kind. And it was my first movie, and it was I wasn't on the set for days on end, but it was a substantial role, and he made me feel great. He let me do whatever I needed to do, and such a sweet guy. Really, really great. Really, really fun.
His legacy will really live on in the people that he worked with, because without him here to do those interviews anymore, it's always going to be people like you and Robert and Neve that are going to be like just singing his praise and talking about him. And we live in this age now that and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you're on any of them. There's like 1 million horror documentaries coming out lately. Have you noticed this?
No, I really haven't. I've just been so busy, I haven't noticed too much of anything,
I mean, just to go through the list like really quick, you got Jason, Freddy, Fright Night, RoboCop, Ghostbusters, Pinhead. They all have like documentaries out about their franchises, and you're kind of waiting for maybe someone will do a Wes Craven like life, long documentary.
Who better to do it than you?
I only make really crappy low-budget movies with my friends. I got a movie we're working on next month called The Sleepover. I just finished a movie called The Radio Station, which is like trying to get into film festivals and failing miserably. And then next year in the wintertime, I'll start work on Massachusetts Ghost Story. And
but the other thing is, you don't need to do it. You just need to take it to the like a producer and say, hey, we should do something. It's not a bad idea.
No.
I think that is a good idea. It's just, it has to take the right people. Gosh, I should talk to Jan Birch, who was the Stairmaster, and he,
Yeah.
You just need a producer. I mean, like Felissa Rose, or even the, But it's a good idea. I think about doing one. If I think about doing one, I swear I won't cut you out.
All right. Hey, it's something I've thought about, and I don't talk to anybody that even knows of anything happening. My show's so low key, no one's gonna steal my stupid idea. Trust me.
Yeah, but still, I think it's a good. I mean, why not? What I think would be great, do it. You know, who should do it is Drew Barrymore's company, because.
Oh my God!
No, she loved him too because of what she did in Scream, and he allowed her to do, that iconic opening to Scream.
Here's the only thing, though. It comes down to money, and you got to think about, this is like a documentary where you want to get everyone on camera. You got to fly places, and man, do flights are not cheap.
No, you don't. Not anymore. You can get, you just have one guy in one city, one guy in another city.
Oh, you mean like, okay, I get what you're saying. Like, hire people, find people in the city, contact them through email, get like Skype meetings.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm writing this all down, man. I'm gonna hire you as the producer to help me out.
There you go. I know. I'm gonna say like, hey, let's give. But it's a huge. Documentaries are huge undertakings, and but I think there is. I think it's just because people just don't know who he is, and I wish they did, because he didn't do a ton of conventions and things like that, he didn't seem to be, out there. He's not like the guy from Game of Thrones, you know what I mean?
Has there ever been anything that you have gotten that you turned down that you wish you'd had done?
No. I've never done that. Because I haven't had that luxury, really, because and you also have to be at a certain level to turn stuff down. And I did turn down some stuff, but I didn't really regret it. Mm-hmm. There was parts I didn't get that I really wanted, and I didn't get. That was hard, I was just talking about that the other day. There was the part in Galaxy Quest that I really wanted.
Oh, who were you?
And I didn't get it.
Who could you have been in Galaxy Quest?
One of the last choices. It was between me and this other guy, the guy who died, and said, by so and so's hammer, and
Quirk.
Yeah. I was close to getting that part, and I really wanted that part. I loved the script. I loved the part. I knew I could do well on it, but you never know why. You don't know why he got it. He was great, and it's not like I saw him and go, I could have killed it. He did a great job. He's very sweet. I forget the character actor's name. He did everything right. So, it's not like you can go, what a jerk.
Yeah.
He was great. So, I can't feel that badly. But, I just wanted that one so bad.
You go to a lot of conventions, and what's the weirdest thing anyone's ever brought up to you to have signed?
Oh, weirdest thing that anyone's brought up to sign? Well, it's not a convention thing. It's an answer to your question, but it wasn't at a convention. A girl just recently, sent me a square to a quilt that she was making of people under the stairs. And she sent it to me, and I signed it and sent it back to her, and she's making a horror quilt. So that was super cool, But I haven't, I'm trying to think of what was really strange. Mostly it's kind of straightforward stuff. But the quilt square I thought was super cool, actually. I thought that was a really cool idea.
Do you get the kind of normal people, the horror fans that get like the tattoos and stuff like that? That they want your signature tattooed on them?
I signed a guy. Yep, I signed a guy that turned all of us at this con. It was really kind of crazy. Like he was so excited about everybody who was there at that particular. It's kind of like, I guess the people who were at that con were people he really wanted for a long time, and so everywhere we signed, he turned into a tattoo. So it's crazy. Very strange.
I see that a lot. It's kind of cool, and you see these people with like the writing all over them, and you're just like, wow, that's Yeah, I guess you'll always have it with you.
You gotta be low ballsy, way more ballsy than I would be, especially on a drunken weekend at a convention.
You know, it's like, think about this. You could lose all your DVDs. They could burn down in your house in a fire. But, man, that ink will stay in your body till the day you die.
That is true. That is true. But you know, then again, you're like, maybe you should put on henna tattoo first, and then maybe if 6 weeks later that you want it. So.
True. Well, hey, we're really looking forward to Death House. I mean, I saw the cast list for this thing for so long.
I mean, it's going to be fun. You guys are going to love it. I've got another movie coming out, which is Liska, directed and written by Tony V from Black Box Television. I'm really proud of that movie. I really am excited for that to come out as well. That, Death House, obviously Superstore, hopefully this season, you know. So, got some good stuff on the horizon. And Felissa Rose and I, Tiffany Shepard was a guest on our digital show called Rewind that we did. That is a throwback to cult movies, popular movies in the 90s. And we interview them, and we do reenactments of the scenes they were in. We played games, you know, about stories from the set, stories from the conventions, and we just shot the pilot of that. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to. And everybody can find me on Facebook page, Sean Whalen, and if you mention this show with you, then they will get 20% off of any item they want. So.
Awesome, fantastic. What convention are you going to next?
Next convention is going to be in London, Ontario, in Canada, and that is in mid-September. And then late September, I go to Scarefest, and then we just got signed on for Fear Feet in Biloxi, Mississippi, for the People Under the Stairs reunion, which we're doing at Scarefest and Biloxi.
Cool, awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was a lot of fun talking with you. I look forward to your next project. Maybe after Death House comes out, we can have you on back again really quick to talk about it now that it's out.
That would be super cool.
Yes.
That would be awesome. I'd love that.
All right, man. Thank you so much.